We are now flying over the first range of the Himalaya mountains to Kashmir, situated in the far northwest corner of India. The Vale of Kashmir, a valley some 130 kilometres by 30 kilometres wide, is a unique place on earth. We are here for our fourth holiday, spread out over the last 30 years. Now it is springtime in Kashmir. The snows are melting and the rivers run down these valleys to Lake Dal on the shores of Srinagar, the hub of the Vale of Kashmir. It is April, springtime in the valley. Every time we return here to Srinagar, the big city on the shores of Lake Dal, we stay on the new Californian houseboats, which are moored beside another 1,500 houseboats spread around the waterways, canals and homes on the banks of Lake Dal. Lake Dal is over 30 square kilometres in size. We now know all the staff on the Californian houseboat group. This trip is like coming home to our favourite holiday destination.
No problem. It's good luck for us.
You will see why very shortly.
Hello Terry. Welcome to Srinagar, Judy.
These houseboats originate from Victorian early days and are very ornate. A local group of musicians have come down to play for our arrival. And I'm going to show you now a few interior shots of the sitting room and dining room and the decor within this lovely carved cedar wood houseboat. Apart from us tourists, there would be some 5,000 local inhabitants living on houseboats, spread around amongst ones used by tourists and next to buildings which have been built on land that has been reclaimed from the waters. A considerable amount of dredging occurs with the weeds from below the surface here, which is only about 2 meters deep, and it's put onto beds which then become floating vegetable gardens. Cruising along these canals is a wonderful, tranquil experience. Tomorrow we are going on an early morning expedition. Early morning, 5 a.m. We are off to see the floating market.
Thank you. Good morning.
And these vegetables end up in Srinagar's hotels and houseboats and for local consumption. As we paddle along the waterways, we see several lovely little shops and stores all selling local handicrafts from Kashmir.
I'm not the same flower, but not smell that.
I grow them.
Look, smell that. Kashmir daisy.
Thank you.
Did it go back? No.
We are now heading back towards our houseboat, New California. The proprietor of the group, Rasul Ghulam, is going to meet us and give us a history on Kashmir houseboating and his family's association with this industry.
This is Ghulam Rasul. You can call me Rasul or Ghulam. And I am, right now we are on the lake. I'm sitting on deck of one of my houseboats. And I feel very proud to be in this business because I meet people from every corner of the world. That is the best part of my business. I have friends all over the world. You name a city, I have friends there. Because you know, they have come here, they had good time here, they went back, we are in correspondence with each other. They send their friends and all that because it's a good word of mouth. Now this is our family business. I'm fourth generation in the business. It started way back, almost from 1840. And you know, that is our ancestrally business. Then when I came in business, we started export of handicrafts, mostly rugs. And then we are in hotel business also. We have a travel agency also. But you know, we are kind of...
This afternoon, I'm going to go on a trip up various canals to the old city of Srinagar. We will be watching the locals going about their business and look at the quite extraordinary size of buildings that there are in the city, built right along the edges of this canal. Hand spinning wool. This lady is making silk, which is then going to be used on a silk on silk carpet. This finely spun silk is going to be used on a silk on silk fabric. This intricate work is being performed by 3 brothers working on this very intricate loom. This is as finer stitching as you can go. It will take the 3 of them approximately a month to make some 4 meters of cloth.
Oh, it's beautiful.
In the house next door, there are another team of brothers making silk on silk carpet on quite a wide, broad loom.
Hello there, hello.
Mother Goose and her young. 8 months down the track, and there will be a very festive meal on the table.
This video, I am 62. If we go back 62 years, I was born on lake because those days we were living on an island just behind the houseboats. And I would like to tell you something about Kashmir, which one of the most famous Mughal kings has said about Kashmir, about the beauty of this place. It is in Persian, and I will recite in Persian, and then I'll translate it for you. Agar firdost baroye zameen ast, hami asto, hami asto, hami ast. Means if there is heaven on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this. And it is very true. Because, you know, when you go to Kashmir, when you go all these places, you see it is a paradise. There is no doubt about it. You know, I have traveled many places in the world, and I don't praise Kashmir because I am from this part of the world. I live here. This is my hometown. But it's a fact, you know, like in Europe or in Australia or in the United States, anywhere in the world, you know, people have to build things. They have to make lakes. They have to, you know, spend fortune to make these things. This is all gifted to us. This is all natural. Anywhere you go in the mountains, like best part of Kashmir is if you go for treks, like 1 week trek, 2 weeks trek up in the mountains, then you can understand what I'm talking about. This is a place, Kashmir has a different flora and fauna, our culture, vegetation, geographical conditions, everything is different than rest of the country, rest of India. Of course, it was not connected the way it is connected now. If you see the history books, Kashmir was connected with the rest of the world through the Silk Route, which means through Ladakh. And that's how, people used to come here. And there have been lots of invasions, and the reason of that was the beauty of Kashmir. Everybody wanted to capture this place. And with the result, the locals now, the Kashmiris, they are a mixture of all different nationalities. You can see like blonde hair in Kashmir, blue eyes, green eyes, pitch black hair. So it's a mixture. Even the proof of that is our language, which we speak, Kashmiri language. It is a mixture of more than 13 languages if you analyze them, like Farsi, Arabic, Pashto, Hindi, Urdu, Russian words, Chinese words, and all that. And finally it was connected during the time of Mughals. They made the Mughal road, and that's how Mughals came in. And then we had Maharajas, and I wanted to tell you about how houseboats were started in Kashmir, because when British people established the East India Company, throughout India they made houses and started living. When they came to Kashmir, the local Maharaja did not allow them to make houses or be in immovable properties. So he told them, you are welcome to stay here, but you have to stay in movable properties.
We are now driving up into the heart of the valley. We are going to meet a family who specialise in crewel work.
Fantastic.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Terry, you need to film this beautiful, because there's a lot of embroidery in this section.
Yeah, thanks.
And how long will it take them to finish this?
2 months.
Do you want me to hold it up for you? And how many? Every day?
Atas asıl kılın.
Yes, every day.
Every day. Yes. And you take it to Trinidad to sell it.
It's been commissioned. Someone has paid you for to make it.
Srinagar to this Anantnag village, namely Telbul. This is from Srinagar to 30-40 meters. This is all handmade. It takes 2 months, around 40 meters.
Yitsalas memanatay azvalo satha son salas memanatay hamar mando yitsalas memanatay azvalo satha son salas memanatay.
It is made for cotton, and it is made for cottons and rugs, and then we can export this beautiful quality on cottons and handmade rugs.
Hi, Kay.
When you load to the house, I ask me something. I say, come on, but one of the people.
Onu kila sun mamçum. Next question.
All along the central road, north of Srinagar, we pass through cricket bat country. There are thousands of willow bats stockpiled high beside the factory producing them, and of course, all handmade in Kashmir.
Hold the bat up.
Today, Abdul, our houseboat captain, has suggested we go with him by Shikara to see the floating gardens. This is where all the vegetables are grown all over Lake Dal. This man here can be seen getting up the reeds, which will then be used for compost.
Inshallah,
Hello, girls. Where are you?
This morning I was telling you about the Mughals when they come over here. So Akbar, why we say Akbar was a great king? Because he introduced the home industries over here, like paper mache, carpets, wood carving. That was the first king who introduced over here, so people doesn't suffer with hunger or if we have a dirt or something like that over here. So that's why it is a very famous. Like carpets, it is really dying art now. People are making those carpets. It takes 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Families are doing mostly it. Then they sell them, get their money. Now we organize a co-op. It belongs operation.
Okay, lovely. These are the floating gardens here.
So Shikara boys on the floating garden. Floating garden we built out of bulrush grass. We have to get a bulrush grass seeds. We grow them in the water. When bulrush grass grow very long, after 5 years, it grows. We cut down it to the roots. Roots grow like a mat. It come up. Then we have to anchor it. You can see some sort of wooden poles are there to anchor it. Floating gardens are our best fields for tomatoes, eggplants, melons, watermelons, and cucumbers and cement. But firstly, water should belong to the people. Then out of floating garden, we make those proper islands. How we build them, we put one or two pieces of floating garden on the water. On top of it, we start to collect the weeds. With the weeds, we collect some mud we put on top of it. The level of the ground goes up. On the edges, we start to grow willow trees. Willow tree grow very fast on marshy land. They hold it, it become an island. Seasonally, when we have to grow new seeds for new vegetables, we have to collect the weeds. We use it as a fertilizer, but the level of the ground goes up, up, up. This is how we do it. We get 60% of fresh vegetable from this part of lake. You name a vegetable, we get it over here.
Would it take about 10 years to grow a big floating island that size?
No, 5 years.
5 years.
Floating island, floating garden.
Yeah.
Not island we grow. It will take about 5 or 6 years. They start to grow, but they have to. Government has to planning.
Winter husband. It's a winter husband, my winter husband. A clay pot inside a willow basket with ashes and charcoal, and this you mix, and when it's cold in winter, you put underneath.
Very attractive.
Pregnant.
Yani böyle şey var.
Ucatlısı var.
Atölye yapar.
Fır yapıyor.
But she's worried about the wash that he might fall in.
Abdul has decided to take us along a new route on our way back to the Californian houseboat group, and we are going to call in at a couple of little bazaar or shops which he has earmarked. we are interested in papier-mâché.
If you remember, ma'am,
Over there, the craft house. What is it? Oh, years ago when we first came here.
they're making boats here and making boat.
Well, yes, there's a boat being made there, yes.
काली मीडिया ला गया
We press of the stone like this to become shape of the article. Then we put it again sunshine to dry. When it is completely dry, we just put it here pencil mark here and cut it with hexa like this. And mold can go on that time. See this like this. Now there is no good finish, rough finish is there. That newspaper is to remain here. We take simple water and wrap it. And wash it. You can put soups in it.
It's amazing.
How does Lake Dull strike you, Pamela?
I think I've died and gone to heaven.
Ooh.
It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. And it's beautiful, surrounded by snow-capped mountains and a Raj fort, a Mogul fort, and the willows just coming out, and the shikaris.
They
still do.
Yes, yes.
Allocated value both things. Just so na ugra khatro tame do kal kitr do isi zo hodan do do kya want to make khatro to khoitne
this is a fast
total was pahata
the fast is her the course of time this will be a dying or time could be an end piece.
Yes, yes.
This one is our typical design, this tree of life.
Yes. And is this a watercolor or an oil?
No, this is we are make here himself. This is made by flowers, leaves, natural color.
And what do you mix it with oil?
Yeah, we are mixed.
You know, everybody knows about that.
Which village were you born in?
I was born in Srinagar. My hometown is in Idgah. IDDGAH. It's very close down to the Alijan Road.
How far from Srinagar?
How far from Srinagar? It's almost like if you 20 minutes drive.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate your time and patience.
Where is this elephant from?
This is from Kashmir, sir.
Yes.
This is a paper mache elephant, which is made up of a mashed paper, and it's been hand painted. You can see the beautiful Mughal hunting scenes going on top.
Yeah.
This is basically the dying art, because nowadays younger generation, they don't prefer to do a job like this. They rather prefer to play within keyboards and be in IT professions, whether they want to be a doctor or whatever, so on. So in that case, they thought whosoever is going to have it, it will be a real treasure to have.
And
this is a baby version of a paper mache. If you can hold it and feel the weight of this one, it's hardly a 200 grams. Zakit family.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, indeed. It's a pleasure to showing you a beautiful art and having you here. It was a treat to having a film with you.
Thank you for showing
Thank you, sir.
me, no. Thank you for showing me something made in handmade in Kashmir.
Now when we fix a loom, this is a loom. We tie it with a chain, stretch it with the chains, and this is the base. The threads you see here, this is the base of the carpet. In other words, this is the warp. So whatever we weave into it, those will be the knots, and that will give us the fabric. The weft is done. I will explain you that later. So when we talk of carpets, like this is at the moment we are making silk on cotton. In other words, it has a cotton base. When we talk of higher quality, then we change this, use this also as a silk, and that is called silk on silk. When you see the tassels in the finished carpet, silk on cotton will have cotton tassels, and silk on silk will have silk tassels. This is how you differentiate between silk on cotton and silk on silk. Now after that, these are the three tools which we use for carpet making. You see, very simple, nothing else. This is a sharp blade to cut the thread. It is not sharp here so that we don't cut these warp threads. Then this is to lock the threads. So whenever we make a row of knots, I will show you how we lock it. And then this is to clip the pile. Finally, you will see the clipping of that. That's all. So now to get the fabric, about the knots. There are so many knots in the world for handmade carpets, but there are three knots are famous in the world. One is Turkish knot, Sana knot, and Persian knot. I told you this is a Persian introduction, so our knot is Persian knot. It's not a Kashmiri knot. And it is a figure-8 shaped knot. We take the threads from back, threads from front on the loom, twist it twice, make a figure-8 like this. And once the figure-8 is made, then we pull it down and cut it. While we cut it, that makes bit of the pile. So every time we do it, we are doing a knot. I'll just show you. You can come closer and you can see how I will make a knot. See over here, there is no blue knot. So we take threads from the back, threads from the front. We twist it twice. We loop it. we made a figure 8, then we pull it down and then we cut it. So that's 1 knot. I'll do it with a different color. We take threads, two from back, 2 from front, twist it twice, make a figure 8, pull it down, and then we cut it. So that's a knot. So we have to go exactly as per the instructions here, and the colors are hanging here. So we say 1 of green, 2 of blues, 3 of pinks, and so on, like 6 of beiges. We put those threads across and complete 1 row of knots all the way across. Now once we make a row of knots, then you know these knots can come out easily, like they can come out. So we have to lock them. You can presume we have made a row of knots. Then we put another thread which comes all the way across from one end to another. And this is how it comes on top of it in the middle, like this. So we put it on top of all the knots which we have made, and then we lock it with this, like this. Very strong. So it tightens it, straightens it, and locks it. So in other words, if we make like 50,000 rows, 50,000 times we have to lock it. That's why this is time consuming. But the best part of it is, after that, you know, even if we cut this into pieces, nothing is going to come out. While as if a carpet like this is made in Jaipur or Agra, they don't use this thread. It can come out like a towel. It has no life. You can never say this is an old, Jaipuri carpet or old carpet from, they don't have that sort of life. But Persian carpets are old, Turkish carpets are, as antiques, or Kashmiri carpets could be as antiques because they have a long life. I'm talking about at least 4 or 5 generations can enjoy a carpet. The carpet will never fall apart. The pile will be worn out. The carpet will stay there. So once we make 2 or 3 inches like this, then we clip the pile and see how we clip it. Now see how smooth this is.
Yes.
So everything is done by hand, as I was telling you earlier. We have ever produced. It's in a small size, like 7 by 5. It is about 3.5 years job for 4 people to make. But this is creation of the weavers, because this is nothing from Iran or from any other part of the world. This is pure Kashmir, starting, in other words, to complete India, starting from the beaches of Goa to the fish of Kashmir. It has a little bit of everything. And after a long time, a lot of preparations, a lot of homework, we were able to complete the design and the colors and everything in it. And just see, this is the first carpet, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
It's beautiful.
It
is beautiful.
Amazing.
It is, isn't it? Look at the cashmere. Yes.
Now see the details, because this type of carpet has to be fine. So you can see the details of this carpet on the back. Now come over here, I'll just show you. See, these are the mountains of Kashmir, beaches of Goa.
Yes.
This is the animal life. These are the peacocks, birds. Now you go down, elephant, peacock, tiger, Taj Mahal. These are again the birds of paradise, tree of life, Kashmir stag, which is a very rare species, ducks, fish. It has everything.
It's beautiful.
And in olden days, for special carpets, if the weavers would sign it, the way you sign something.
Yes.
You don't find that. This is a sign rug.
Yes.
This is the only rug in, among all the rugs I have, which is signed by the family. This is, here it is signed. It is signed in the weave.
And who did the design? Who?
Jointly, the weavers, the family.
The family. It is fantastic.
Not worry.
It's beautiful. Yes.
Hold it up a little higher, please.
You would have to replace this bit.
A beautiful carpet and 2 beautiful girls, one on right and one left. I'm the luckiest man in the world.
Now tell me about these
Does he say that to everyone?
3 carpets they've just bought.
Yeah, that is a beautiful, the one is 6 by 9. That's silk on silk. And the other one is 6 by 4. I love that green in that. And this is a 2.5 by 4. very, very unusual designs.
And which particular family in which village made them?
Yes, the bigger one on the way to Sonamarg when we go. It is halfway between here and Sonamarg. The village is known as Kankan. And this is made in Gandarbal. You know, the Gandarbal is outskirts of Srinagar. And this is made on the way to Pahalgam. There's a village called Bijbihara that has been made there in Bijbihara.
How long?
This small one is about 14-15 months time making. 6x4 is about over 2 years to make. And the larger one is around 4 years to make. See this film, I hope they will come to Kashmir, because let me tell you one thing. After traveling all over the world, I must tell you, there is no other Kashmir in the whole world. People are very hospitable. It is, we don't have too much of pollutions, like our air is fresh air. People are healthy. We don't have crimes, we don't have things like that. You know, you can easily, comfortably live in Kashmir. And you know, there is so much to see. We have 4 seasons in Kashmir. We have like, this is now beginning of spring. Then we have summer. We have fall, which is a beautiful time of the year to visit Kashmir. One of the best falls in the world you can see in Kashmir. Then winter, we get lots of snow. Even the lake, this freezes. You can see people walking on this. They sledge on this. They drive vehicles on this. We get more than 1.5 to 2 feet thick ice. And which is, I think, one of the best courses in the world. I'm very proud of this course and to be a member of this course. And we have started. This is the first fairway. And best part of the course are the trees which are here. Magnificent chinars, you know, apples, pears, bananas, peaches, full bloom now. And this is one of the best times to play golf here because it looks like paradise. It's very beautiful. I just love it.
Here we are in the Mogul Gardens. Today is a weekend and the locals are having fun. We now are preparing to say goodbye and return to our home. We have had a fantastic time in Srinagar, Kashmir. We thank everybody who helped us so much on whatever we did. We know we will come back again one day, and we do hope that all those who've managed to see this film will consider it as a priority in their forthcoming tours. Paradise on earth. That's where you need to go. Kashmir.
Thank you for playing the music, and I will film you as you go.
Sorry,